of management and administration was also referred to as the father of scientific management. So if we talk about management, we talk of Henry Fayol. But if you want to see efficiency in its fullest form and the fullest development of all individuals with their greatest potentialities, then you have to talk of Frederick Winslow Taylor. These are the three people who have laid a solid foundation as far as management is concerned. Once again, I appreciate the Continuing Education Committee who have made this game possible for us. The arrangement you made is awesome, actually. Thank you very much, all. The next slide, please. Oh, what is management? I have talked about principle. Now, what is management? When we say management, you may be condoned with a lot of activities, talent, potentialities. Your ability to run an organization, to be able to deliver, to strike the goals and objectives of a particular organization, the talent given to you by your creator. Then, if you are able to succeed, then you are a good manager. Whatsoever the case may be, you are a good manager. In as much as you get the principle, the work done. So getting all the work done by a group of people all together is what is what as managing. Abiding by that particular principles aforementioned the other time, then will help make things easier for you to strike what management is all about, to achieve the objective and the goals of a particular organization. Come again, please, sorry. Okay, the statements of fundamental truth which act as the guideline for taking managerial decisions. This is following the principles of management. At every juncture of administration, you must have a principle to apply. Otherwise, you are bound to fail. Next slide, please. Management principles. Of course, we have talked about it. Continue. Okay, this is the picture of Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was born on July 19, 1841 and then died in November 1925. So he is also now the father of management studies and code, and he developed 14 principles that makes him famous in the field of administration and management, and the management that acts as a guideline for managers all over the world, but throughout the globe. Okay, these are the famous 14 principles of management as highlighted by Henry Fayol. Each of these principles is very, very important. To start with, principle of remuneration. If you work in an environment like this, you work in an environment, please, whatever we are doing, we are going to be reflecting on the environment that we find ourselves, okay? So this is a hostile environment, or to be more specific, qualify it a healthcare institution. So when we say remuneration, these are some of the activities, these are some of the stipends, these are some of the managerial considerations that is given to the members of that particular organizations who has paid some special attention in forming that particular organizations to be what it is. Remuneration, for example, we work in an environment where there is need for high technical demands of service delivery as far as nurses are concerned. So for those who were not actually found wanted in most cases, those people who are very, very punctual, so it is more important to lay hands on their progress than to consider those who are less engaged in their places of work, or who are found wanting for absenteeism or one case or the other. So the remuneration in this case, it may be probably when there is need for calls to send people overseas or for calls to send people for a workshop. Our expectation, a staff that is going to be remunerated should be a kind of staff after getting the idea from a particular workshop, program, symposia, or what have you, will come back and deliver what we call a step-down training. Others who are not opportunity to be there, as against considering the person who is always absent and not on ground on the clinical area. Otherwise, you will go there, you will either learn or you will unlearn and then come back without delivering the message to the people of his own facility. So remuneration is a very important principle. Remuneration is like paying back to you what you have been doing to the organization, okay? That is what remuneration means. Then, division of work. We cannot do it all together. Just like amongst us, there are those who are politically oriented. My heart down to you, sir. Your community is seeking bargaining and negotiation that will help a lot in national education, administration, and what have you. So it's awesome. Thank you very much once again. At this juncture, I have to appreciate the chairman of the National Association of Lecturers here, who has also been a member in many committees at the national level. When we say division of work, we sit down we use our opportunities and even convert some of our differences into division of responsibilities. There are those who are tasked or who are endowed with the knowledge of knowing how to solve some important problems. There are those who have interest in academia. There are those who have interest in working in accident emergency, and there are those who have interest in working in the pediatric unit. In other case, we have various specializations within even nursing cadre. So division of work in this case, as far as this facility is concerned, for example, so it will be important if I gather all those who have accident and emergency specialty and post them to accident and emergency. There we expect their maximum cooperation and the best standard of practice can be seen there. Okay, those who have interest in pediatrics or those who have studied pediatrics, we also give them that particular area. So as such, in the long run, everybody will be given a kind of task that he has passion in. So once you have passion in, with or without remuneration, you'll be able to deliver. Okay, as against taking you where it's not actually in your mind and it's not in line with what you want to study or what you are studying. So division of work makes things easier and it makes goals more realistic and achievable as far as smart is concerned. Okay? Then we have authority and responsibility. This strictly goes to the leader. As a leader, when we say authority and then responsibility, authority, your ability to impose using your power endowed with the guiding principles or with the rules and regulations that establish or act that establish a particular organization, to use this particular authority on your staff to be able to deliver by controlling them, directing them, and redirecting them until when the goals of that particular organization has been achieved. Responsibility simply means if something went wrong somewhere, you don't expect the commissioner to be held responsible, or the commissioner may be held responsible somewhere else. But then when we come down here, it is not the youth that working in the ward that will be held responsible, but rather the head of department who has the power and authority for your posting and what have you will be held responsible for not doing the needful. Okay? Then thereafter, the head of department may probably seek your attention, and then he will now talk to you and find out what exactly the problem is, following what we call Scarlet and we'll comment it as well. Then discipline. In most cases, used to tell our students, nursing is a kind of profession that needs discipline, and it's as synonymous as the discipline itself. And that's why in most cases, in most of my talk, I regarded some of our nurses, especially the chief nursing officers, to be generous in the profession, because they were groomed through this, vigorous training until when they reach where they are. So they deserve all respect in this profession. So it is the discipline that makes them to attain and go to up there and to become what they are today. So we can't be nurses without discipline. Once there is discipline in nursing profession, then all things will be in order. But if one of these principles is removed, be it remuneration, division of work, responsibility, centralization, or decentralization, standard chain, esprit de corps, stability of tenure, order, equity, and what have you. Once one is removed, then the inputs and the outputs and the prognosis of our patient can be seen as very, very negative, because one important or two important elements were removed. So once we say discipline, it's our ability to report to our places of work on time, it's our ability to respect one another. Say respect is something that is reciprocal, our ability to conduct ourselves in the best way, and our ability to remain steadfast while trying to protect the interest of our profession. In other cases, all this put together is what is referred to as discipline in nursing profession. Please, we are narrowing our minds only to our profession. Okay? So then, unity of command. Unity of command. You may have the chief nursing officer above all here, or the head of department or the department of nursing above all in this particular health facility. Then you may also have the chief medical director. You may also have the head of admin and all other heads as well. Okay? So unity of direction here means if there is anything that is new and needs to be inculcated into the heads of the civil servants here, then that information should have come from one boss. And as far as nursing department is concerned, we don't expect to hear this information from the head of department of any department in this particular institution, but that information should directly come from the desk of the chief nursing officer in charge of the facility, or popularly known as the head of department of that particular facility. And then all other wards in charges then will now be sent down on their other members with the same information. In other case, if you are able to follow the root of this particular information, you all arrive at one person. That is what is referred to as unity of direction of command. Then we have unity of direction as well. Unity of direction. So there is no institution without mission statement or vision statement. Mission statement simply stands as this statement that the organization aspires to be, and these are the strategies that we need to follow in order to actualize the goals of that particular organization. Whereas the main goal of that particular organization is what is known as vision statement. Vision statement is what you always anticipate while working towards it. Working towards it is what is referred to as mission statement. Okay? Then, when we say unity of direction, we have our vision statement in the college, we have our vision statement, and mission statement in the Ministry of Affairs, we have our mission. Any organization, all organizations across the world have their mission and vision statement. So, in the Department of Accident and Emergency, or the unit of Accident and Emergency, all the staff there will be working towards one goal. They have their goal as well. In the ophthalmic unit, we also have to work towards our own goal. In our case, it's satisfy the patient's demand from us as professionals, okay? So, when you observe all the input of the staff that is coming with one thing, meaning all trying to discharge their responsibility as stipulated in the civil service code. So this is what is referred to as unity of direction. When you observe, everybody wants to deliver the best of healthcare service delivery. In this department, this is what they want. In the other department, this is what they want. All over. And if you cut across all other departments in the particular facility, you will see all of them are working from their own dimension to make sure that the goal and the mission statement, the objective of that particular organization has been achieved. This is what is referred to as direction, because one person cannot do it alone. Everybody has to work. And you work tirelessly, spend the whole night, you come for the afternoon shift, the morning time, you go for the night shift. All this, you are trying to make sure that patients are no longer suffering from, or you are making a serious attempt to make sure you alleviate pain and suffering, okay? So this is the unity of direction. All we are heading towards one goal, making sure we actualize the dream of a particular organization. The dream can also be seen through the vision, mission statement, the objectives and the goals of a particular organization. Then we have interest. So we have centralization. When we say centralization, as far as management is concerned, when we say centralization, it's like you are reducing the power and not the efficiency of your subordinates. Probably you might have experienced, for example, in this particular facility, probably the head of the department has observed with great concern that there are some level of insubordination at the offices of some of his supervisor officers in the facility. So under these circumstances, because he has given them the mandate, that mandate contains power and authority. So he will now say, as from now henceforth, anybody who wants to leave this particular facility to go for a tour or whatsoever, then you will have to come and see the HOD himself. This is a kind of regulation. You have reduced the burden of administration on your subordinate, but then you tax it to yourself. This is what is referred as centralization. Or to qualify it once again, you say centralization of power also. Meaning, all the power now lies on the desk of the head of department of that particular facility as far as NACIP is concerned. Then, if you so much trust the subordinates, then he may decide to decentralize once again. Meaning, anybody who wanted to go for so, then he should go and meet so person. Anything that has to do with so, should go and meet so person. Then so person from time to time, in a planning meeting, then they will come and brief the head of the department. Because he has trust in them. Like anytime we are posting our students who are directed and continuously redirected to Bularam, even during the festival was around. So I think, thank you very much for effort, contributions that have been given to the particular institution. So we say centralization and I add decentralization. It depends on the understanding that you have between your subordinates. You can centralize, you can decentralize. Okay? Then we have scalarship. All information, all directives, all redirectives, everything that has to do with administration and command, power and authority that involves all these principles will be from one person and through the right channel. For example, when the head of department talks to the most senior staff on the ward, he said, okay, daga yau ka faɗa a tip ɗinka. But duk mutumin da ya zo late, har shi tip ɗin ko zan hukunta shi. And then he left. See, it's a heavy message. It's a heavy message. You know, you are just starting the work and you were given, you know, you are given a message that carries weight. Probably, if you don't know how to pass this message, then it will backfire on you. So you have to be very, very careful. So it doesn't follow scalar chain. It doesn't follow scalar chain. If the head of the department wants to send a message to the members, then you first of all call to not lower level, please, the middle level management. He will talk to them, and then there will be no any issue because he is the immediate boss. So once he talks to them, and then they will go back. Probably they may say, okay, let's call all the work in charges. Then they will call upon all the work in charges. They will talk to their work in charges because we have the deputy and when the deputy clinical so then they will call and talk to all the work in charges. Then the work in charges are the low level managers. Then the low level managers, everybody will go to his ward, and then he will call all his staff. This is the information we have got. Otherwise, if you think you have a very vital information from the head of the department, and then the head of the department has already preempted this information to some of your staff, it doesn't carry anyway. So as such, you never regard it as somebody who is responsible. Okay? So this principle has to be obeyed. It's very, very important. Then we have stability of tenure. Stability of tenure. Stability of tenure. When we say stability of tenure, this refers to the time given to an executive or whatsoever person that is given a position of prestige to understand the problems there and then to be able to provide solution to the existing problem. Then take time, strategize all things, plan, and then swing into action to be able to address the problems. Some of the problems you need 2, 4, 5 months to be able to understand the problem before you start acting on them, okay? And that is why most leaders across the globe celebrate their first 100 days. That's the first 3 months, okay? They celebrate the first 3 months. This first 3 months, in most cases, somehow they look at as stability of tenure. Let the tenure be stable. Let's understand all the problems. Let's understand all the lacunas. Where are the doubting of? Where are the problems that we have experienced? How are we going to manage these problems? Are we going to transfer this person to this place? Are we going to do this? Until when all the things have already been digested, then thereafter you begin to implement based on what you have planned in your planning meeting. This is very, very important principle of management. Stability of tenure. The other one is esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. When we say esprit de corps, it's a borrowed French word which stands for like we are working in the same spirit. We work in the same spirit. This is mostly used amongst people who wear uniform. Yes. I don't have but I will say that some of us, 1 or 2 at least, have once experienced this. If you are moving in a commercial vehicle, when you come to a checkpoint, especially during the period of peak of incidents, when you come to a checkpoint, then the person that will serve you probably maybe in mufti, not wearing uniform, but he will either open the door or the window and say esprit de corps. So they realize, okay, this person too is a security officer, so we have to leave this window to go. Meaning the car is unquestionable, it's not questionable, okay? Then all others will now benefit from this heightened esprit de corps. The principle of initiative. We are trying to digest the principle of management as highlighted by Harry Fayet, okay? The 14 principles. So the other one is initiative. Initiative. Your ability to become creative wherever you are in the industry. To be able to augment efforts of that particular organization in the realization of its goal or what the organization aspires. Then this is what is referred to as initiative. Probably it's not well captured in the document of that particular organization. But if it is done in that particular way, it will either save cost or it will improve the efficiency of that particular organization so that they will be able to deliver. This is what is referred to as initiative. Initiative should also be remunerated. Meaning remuneration should also consider initiative because there are people who are very, very intellectual. If you use them, they will give you what you want. If you don't use them, they will just remain silent and they will not be productive whatsoever. So we have principle of order. Order or orderliness. It's either orderliness or disorderliness. Yes. And once there is disorderliness, then there is going to be a problem. Because power and authority will not work and there will be no room for remuneration. So it's as if you have removed one of the most important foundations of the principles of management. So in other case, there will be a problem. Order means all the important places should, all things that are specific should be put in a specific custody. You cannot check somebody who is an accountant and then ask him to go to accident and emergency and support the technical staff of accident and emergency in whatever they are doing. While you have accident and emergency, not somewhere else. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. This is total disorderliness. In other case, all those who are charged with a particular responsibility should be allowed to discharge their responsibility based on their designation and professional competencies. This is order. Then equity. Anytime we talk about equity, we have to talk about equality as well. There is difference, however, between equity and equality. Let's say in this forum now, we have 15 nurses. Among the 15 nurses, 10 are female, 5 are men. So if the consumables come, let's say hand gloves, because we want to attend to an emergency, let's say an outbreak, so we can't say 15 aprons, 15 rain boots or boots, or 15 whatsoever consumables should go to the, 5 should go to men, or 10 should go to female. When we say this is not equality, this is equity. Because we have 10 females, so let 10 consumables go to 10 females. But if we say 7.5 should go to female, 7.5 should go to male, this is equality. So in most cases, in the health sector and any other administrative environment or domain, we use equity as against equality. What I just said is just an overview of the 14 principles of management as highlighted by Harry File. Next slide, sir. Okay, division of work. The work will be divided among individuals or groups such that they become specialized in particular tasks to maximize the output. If I'm not specialized in the accident and emergency, I may not be as productive as I should be. In accident and emergency, they don't waste time. Okay? Do this, do that, do this, do that. Sometimes I don't even have to wait for command because at least that was my orientation. But if you bring somebody from another world who is not trained in accident